to design how our campaign's actually going to look, and a lot of the things that we choose this very first time as we set our very first newsletter or email up, we won't have to choose again. We'll actually be able to keep using it unless we want to change it, of course. So we're in design, in the design part, and we're just going to click on start designing. So you'll see there's other options here again. I prefer to design my own because I have a lot more control over what happens rather than using any of these pre-designed templates. But you're more than welcome to go and have a look at the pre-designed templates. You might like them better. I find that they try and force me to do things that I don't really want to do all the time, and I like things to be pretty simple. So let's just go in here. We need to select a template to get started, so we're going to go basic templates, and you'll see there's lots of options here as well. You can preview the options to have a little look, so I'll click on preview here, and we can see approximately what this would look like in its layout when people look at it. So click out of preview mode. I've actually found that people like to not have the page looking too busy, and with lots of columns I find that it is a bit too busy. So my newsletters are always a single column, so I'm just going to show you how to use that, and as I said, you can play around with the other options if you'd like to. So here we are. This right hand side, this is the edit pane. This is where we do all of our editing, and the left hand side is pretty much how the thing's going to look. When we preview it, we'll find that it might look slightly different when it's done for real, but it gives us a really good idea. So first of all, we need to have this thing looking the way that we want it to look. So we need to have some sort of a banner. So you'll see that as you put your mouse over the newsletter, a box will form around the different blocks, and this means that if we click into them, we can edit them. So if I click here, I can upload an image into the heading. If you've got something that would be good for a heading, a picture, a logo, or a banner, you can just upload it using browse and upload. I actually find that often people want to write some text in here, which the text would need to be on the banner already. So rather than doing that, you might want to make this something that you can personalize a little bit more for yourself. I'll show you what I mean. If we go browse for upload a picture, browse for a file, I'm going to find a picture of something. Let's choose this little man with the announcement and upload him. Now he's way too big, so I need him to be a bit smaller, so I'll edit him and resize. Now he's 640 wide, 640 pixels wide. I'm going to change this to be 150. I want him to be quite a lot smaller. Apply and save. So now you can see he's a lot smaller. Now the box is around there because that's the part that I'm working in. If I close this down here, save and close, that little box is gone now, and I can see what the email would look like. So that's got to be a picture. I can replace that with a banner that I've got, but it needs to be, so let's say here, this is my Learning to Lead banner, which is actually the right size for this. And save and close. So that would be a banner. So you might have something that you can use as a banner. But you might want to have a picture and a text here, and if that's the case, what you could do is actually delete this whole block. Just delete it. Now there's no block there. Now look over here at the content blocks. That was an image block, so you had to have an image. We want to be able to have a text and image, so let's put text here. You just drag this over and put it there. Now the box has been drawn around this so that I know that this is what I'm working in. Here's my editing pane, so I can write whatever I want. Some sort of nice name for my newsletter. Now this is going to be a banner, so I need it to be bigger, so I can select this and start changing the font. I don't have enough things there, so I shall click on that little arrow to open more. I want this to be bigger, 24, even bigger, 32, and I want it to be bold, and I want it to be Verdana, and I want it to be right justified. So there's a start. Obviously it's going to be different to this when we finish. Now I want a picture there, so I can click on this little picture, which is going to let me have a picture. Browse for a file. So I'm going to look for a picture that I want. Let's do the foot spa picture. Double click on there and upload. It's going to tell me the size of the pictures. So this is very big, and as you use this a little bit more, you'll get an idea of how big pictures are, what it actually means. 1280, what does that mean? And I find that pictures around the 120 to 150, maybe 180 is a really good number. So let's just put 150 in. It's going to keep the proportions, so that's changed. And I want to make sure this is going to be up against the left, so I've clicked on the image options and I want this to be aligned left. That'll do for the moment. Insert image, and if I save and close, there's a banner. It's still not very pretty though, is it? So we can click in here. I think I'll make New Zealand Beauty News. I'll make the words go down a little bit and I'll make them bigger. So you can just see as I'm playing around with it, and I'm hoping that you've got your Mailchimp open and you're playing with yours at the same time. So that doesn't work at all either, that's too big. So let's drop that. Maybe if we change the font, actually, I can have it bigger. So you just play around with it and see what you like. Maybe that'll do. Now don't worry about the fact that it looks a little bit out of place with the rest of the text, because we're going to change that shortly. And save and close. Okay, it's still not looking really very pretty, so what I think we'll do is we'll change this background color. So come over here to design, and we're going to change how the page looks. So the background color is kind of a grey. Let's change this to fit in a little bit more, so I want it to be one of the purples. It's pink flowers in there, and I can just drag this little circle thing around, drag it around, and as soon as I let go of it, the background will become that color. So I let go. Maybe I want it to be a little bit brighter, so I can just fiddle around with the colors. Sometimes a lighter background looks better. So that's all fine. Save. Starting to look a little bit nicer. Now I want this banner to not be white on the background, so I'm going to click into here to get the edit frame, and I'm going to, now I want the header, I don't really want it to be white in the background, so I'm going to come over here to design again and go to header, and see the background's white, so I don't want that to be white. We'll have it a type of a purple. Okay, maybe like that. Okay, so that's changed the background. Save. Now obviously the text needs to be a better color, so I can click in here to go to edit, and I can change the color of this text by highlighting it. The text isn't there, so I need to bring the text down. This is going to change the text color, and I think white would probably be a nice color. Oh. White's not there. Select color, white. Okay, so now that's starting to look a little bit better. As I said before, all of this design you really only have to do once, and then you can copy a previous campaign and just edit it. So all of this setup you're only going to do once, and then you need to keep your newsletter looking similar from then on. So we need a preview of our email's content. So up here, click on the top bit. So this would just be some sort of a little teaser, which you can change every time depending on the content of your newsletter, or you can leave it the same. You can say whatever you like then, like there. So close. And you need to leave view this email in your browser where it is. It needs to stay the same. So now we're happy with how our newsletter looks. We want to start designing the actual content. Now, so I normally start fresh. I don't really want any of this writing at all, so I'm just going to delete it. So delete, the whole lot's gone. We've still got a little box here, which is what we're working on at the moment. You can change these as well. You don't so even though you've got the default in there, you can change these by coming into text and let's choose this color, changing the color so you can see the colors changed. Okay, so let's start again with this. So we want a heading, and the heading will be something interesting. Now the color that I've made for that I probably don't like very much, but you get the idea about colors now. So I can change this color. And now I just want to write some text. And here's where I can put people's names. So I can say hi, and I want it to say hi Mary or hi Sarah. So what I need to do is input a merge tag. So here's a merge tag, and I can choose any of these things. I want to choose first name. Hi first name. So Mailchimp will go and look for this person's name, and then you can write whatever you like, and then just keep typing.